Hello everyone, and welcome to my Songshare on the song Blackbird by the Beatles. Let's get started, shall we? To give you an overview, Blackbird is a solo recording done by Paul McCartney. It was recorded on June 11th of 1968. This is significant because it was during the band's breakup. At the time, neither George nor Ringo were present in the studio when McCartney recorded the song Blackbird. The form is reminiscent of Tin Pan Alley songs by the use of the AABA sequence as part of the song's form. The full form is AABA, B, C being a bridge, and A. The form actually took some time to settle in. Since it was a solo performance, McCartney had time to experiment to get it just how he wanted it to be. However, to this day, whenever he performs Blackbird live, there is usually a subtle difference in the lyrics or the lyric structure. A key and chordal analysis of Blackbird shows that it's in G major with some qualities of E minor. There is a recurring chord sequence within the verse. I have highlighted a couple of the interesting chords that show up that are not in G major, such as the D sharp diminished, the G augmented, and the C of D chord. The instrumentation is a solo voice with guitar accompaniment. The timbre. The guitar is relatively soft and provides the choral context and harmonic interest behind the singer's voice. The singer's voice itself is not forceful, it's quiet and melodic as they present the lyrics. It is much closer to what we consider to be a crooner in comparison to a big bombastic singer. The meter or rhythm of the piece, it switches between 3/4 and 4/4 time. You can definitely hear some syncopation in the accompaniment. The length of the song in total is about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Here are the lyrics. You can pause here if you would like to read them. The hook is Blackbird singing in the dead of night. The significance of this is it jumps up a perfect fifth in that line, which definitely represents the sense of hope, which is what the song is trying to convey. Going deeper into the lyric analysis, there is no apparent rhyme scheme aside from repeating lines. The length of lines, there is no great variation in length. Most lines occur over about 2 measures, even the longer lines. The predictability, the verses repeat themselves, the lyrics and the chord progression, mostly predictable aside from the couple strange chords which we pointed out earlier. The storytelling or imagery, on the surface, it doesn't appear to be much, just a bird with dark plumage flying into the darkness of the night sky after being unable to for a long time. However, as we're about to get into, there's a lot more in depth. There were 3 main inspirations for Paul McCartney when it came to writing Blackbird. Paul McCartney himself was quoted in his book Many Years From Now that part of the song came from a Bach piece that he could never remember the title of. Doing a little bit of further digging, it was Bach's Bourrée in E minor. Listening to the 2 pieces, you can hear the similarities. There has also been some speculation about the origin of the lyrics as well. It was believed that the poetic novel by Khalil Gibran, entitled Broken Wings, that was published in 1912, inspired Blackbird's lyrics. The book addressed some of the social issues like religious corruption, lack of women's rights, and wealth versus happiness in the Eastern Mediterranean. It is heightened by the connection of this song to the social rights movement that was occurring in the late 1960s, which also inspired Blackbird. We'll be getting more into that in a moment. To give you a little bit of historical context, while the piece was being written, there were several main events going on: the Cold War, the space race, the Vietnam War, and the Civil Rights Movement, particularly in Little Rock, Arkansas with the Little Rock Nine. Paul McCartney has been quoted saying that the blackbird in the song is an image of a black woman, bird being the British slang term for woman or girl. It is meant to be symbolic of the struggle for rights in the South and inspirational to keep going even when the odds are stacked against you. Many musicians have done covers of Blackbird. I've listed a few here. They'll all be listed down in the description as well. I highly recommend checking them out. They're fantastic. And that wraps up my presentation on Blackbird. I would like to give a special thanks to James Bailey and Rebecca Steinke for their comments in their peer review. If you are interested more in the Beatles history, I highly recommend checking out Beatles ebooks. Dave has a lot of fascinating facts about the history and the context. I hope you enjoyed my presentation and have a great day.